the most realistic online racing sim ever made. This is iRacing. Detailed laser scan tracks, fully dynamic real-world cars, and over 50 series to choose from. 6 online world championships offering over $100,000 in annual prizes. This is the original esport racing game. This is iRacing.
Well, hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Sunday night right here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. Thank you very much for joining us as the NSRA Sunday Select Series presents their PADD 200 right here at Talladega Super Speedway. Thank you so much for coming in and joining me tonight. I am your host for tonight's festivities. My name is K.R. Stolfus, and we are here to bring you race number 2 in the championship battle. And also tonight's race is going to see 4 drivers continue on. 4 drivers, their playoff chances done and over with. 8 drivers right now have those hopes still, but who is going to end up going home after tonight, knowing that they had a season worth of effort put into it? They did their best, but it wasn't good enough. Let's find out by our point standings presented by GW Graphics. Right now, the top 8 drivers all have 3,000 points. Those are your championship contenders. Jesse Unruh, who won the last time out, making his way into this second round of the championship battle. Paul Servant, Todd Poston, DJ Mitchell, Mark Mann, Les Levy, Daniel Holloway, and Daniel Harrington are all going to battle it out tonight, and everybody on equal footing. We will see who is going to be our 4 drivers as qualifying is getting ready to kick off. Several drivers starting to make their way out onto the speedway. One of those being the 04 of Mark Mann, your championship contender, trying to make his way out onto the speedway, passes the unnecessary blue cone that iRacing put out there. Another driver making his way out onto the speedway. That is the 9 of Pondo Co, running a paint scheme, a new paint scheme here tonight. I gotta tell you, always a sucker for the red, white, and blue. That car looks spectacular. So we'll probably watch it a whole bunch here tonight because I'm partial. Daniel Holloway, another one of your championship drivers, making his way out onto the speedway. As Holloway tries to get up to speed in his 21 machine. We're going to see these drivers up along the wall here for the out lap, the first of 2 time laps, and then they are going to drop down to that yellow line and let it all hang out. Only one driver can put it on pole. One driver going to try and set that early mark here tonight. Let everyone else know that they are on point and that they have got to get up on the wheel. JD Crow in the 17 machine, running a very steady 79, 80 miles an hour as he gets his car up to speed. But Mark Mann, the first one already to turn a lap, he is going to drop down to that inside lane. And now Mark Mann on his flying lap. How is it going to go for him? down on that yellow line here at Daytona. This is the Talladega, where we will see 3 and 4 wide racing for most of the night. And Mark Mann down on the apron through the tunnel turn, heads for the start finish line, and Mark Mann going to complete his 2 laps, and right now he puts it on pole for the moment. Sean Stevens in the 27 machine out on the speedway as well. Stevens right now in 7th place. It looks like he is on his fast lap, so we will see where he ends up. Mark Mann still holding on to that pole position. The 88 of Dana Osborne coming around through the tri-oval now. Osborne in that 88 machine currently in 4th place, but as he crosses the start finish line, he's going to go from 4th to pole position with a 50.885. That is a very fast lap here tonight. Les Levy, another championship contender, out on the speedway as well. As the 62 of Levy makes his way around the speedway, Paul Servant in the 3 does take over the pole position from Dana Osborne. So Candy Shack Motorsports putting their cars 1 and 2 for the moment. Holloway sitting in 4th, and the 62 of Les Levy going to cross the line, and he is going to move from 12th to 8th place. So your championship contenders are starting to stack the front of this field, as David Anderson takes over the top spot now in the 44 machine. So Anderson with a great qualifying time. Familiar territory for David Anderson. One of these drivers who consistently qualifies at the front of the field. Tonight is no different for him. The 84 machine of Lynn McNeese on his fast lap. Lynn's going to drop down to the grass through the tri-oval. And the 84 across the start finish line. And Lynn going to go from 15th to 10th place. And that looks like that is going to be all of qualifying here. So we are going to step away for our national anthem. No one go anywhere. We'll be back with tonight's starting lineup.
We take you down onto the track for our opening ceremonies.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise. Please remove your hats.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous flight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the PADD 200 here tonight at Talladega. Tonight's race is also brought to you by Kubota, Key Realty, Candy Shack Motorsports, and support leukemia awareness. As the drivers have started to take to the grid, let's go ahead and give you tonight's starting lineup, brought to you by GW Graphics on row number 1 on the inside with a qualifying time of 50.868. That is the 44 of David Anderson. On his outside is the 17 of JD Crow. Row number 2 is going to be the 3 of Paul Servant and the 133 of Jesse Unrow. Row number 3 going to be the 88 of Dana Osborne and the 04 of Mark Mann. Row number 4 will be the 21 of Daniel Holloway and the 27 of Sean Stevens. Row number 5 will be the 62 of Les Levy, and the outside will be the 84 of Lynn McNeese. Row number 6 will be the 388 of Doug Johnson, and on his outside the 02 of David Overstreet. Row number 7 will be the 11 of Roy Grandy, and on his outside the 77 of David Booth. Row number 8, the 101 of David Gainforth, and the 23 of Russell McCarron. Row 9 will be the 9 machine of Pondo Co. and the 61 of DJ Mitzel. Row number 10, the 82 of Daniel Harrington, already has TJ Buck rooting for him. And on his outside, the 011 of Jason Kinzer. Row number 11 will be the 711 of Stephen Herman. And starting last on the field, the 31 of Todd Poston. And that is your GW Graphics starting lineup. As the field makes its way through 3 and 4, David Anderson and JD Crow are looking to fire this thing off. And I'll tell you what, I am ready to rock and roll as well. Ford Mustang gets out of the way, drops down, heads for pit lane. Now's not the time to worry about the butterflies in your stomachs, driver, especially our championship contenders, as they have their work cut out for them tonight. Only 4 drivers are going to continue on in this championship battle. 8 drivers getting ready to duke it out as they work their way through the tri-oval. All eyes are on the flagman, because we are about ready to unleash the beast. As the green flag flies, we're back to racing once again, as our NSRA Sunday Select Series PADD 200 goes green. Down into turn number 1 they go. David Anderson with the 3 of Paul Servant on his back bumper, pushing hard. The 17 of JD Crow has Jesse Unrow pushing just as hard on the outside. They make their way down the back stretch, and that 17 has the advantage for the moment, but he stays on the high side, choosing to work with Unrow, not dropping down to the inside with David Anderson behind him. And so now that inside lane challenging right back. Who is going to lead our first lap of the race? The 44 of Anderson has the advantage. They work their way to the start finish line. David Anderson going to lead our first lap here tonight. Field staying nice and tight right now. Everyone running 2 by 2. Nose to tail, everyone pushing just as hard as they can for the moment, trying to not give an inch this early on. Paul Servant in the 3, staying tucked in behind the 44 of Anderson as these drivers battle it out. Anderson is going to lead the next lap as well. And we have several cars going around. Something has happened to the 3 of Paul Servant, as Paul Servant is slow down the backstretch. Championship contender in trouble here very early. Not sure what has happened to the 3 of Paul Servant, but a very early issue for Paul Servant, and his championship hopes are in big trouble here. One of the drivers who led the point standings, one of the drivers who had everything going his way, now finds himself on the wrong end of the racing gods. Paul Servant, slow, still has not made it on the pit road. Not sure what is going to happen with the 3 here. But man, I am sure that he is wanting that back, whatever happened to Paul Servant. I did not see if that engine let go. I have no idea if he has got some other issues going on. But Paul Servant in big time trouble here. And this is not good news for the fans or the crew or even the driver himself. So JD Crow in that 17 machine now has dived down to the inside as he is out in front of David Anderson. Mark Mann in the 04 now leading the charge in the outside lane. Mara Clark, your man is out in front. Stand up and cheer for him as he takes the race lead. Can he hold on to it back to the start finish line and lead a lap? He's going to have to deal with JD Crow, who is right there on his inside. Jesse Unruh in that 133. Paul Servant has made his way on the pit lane and off again, so a fast repair burn there, but he finds himself 1 lap down, and he will probably go 2 laps down before this is all said and done here momentarily, as he has no drafting help. Drivers have 2 fast repairs available to them here tonight. Our lead pack consists of 16 cars. The 31 of Todd Poston, the last car in this lead pack. David Gainforth in the 101 leading the charge in this second group of drivers. 4 cars in this group. That is Gainforth, Harrington, McCarron, and Squirman Herman. And then a little bit further back, the 011 of Jason Kinzer has fallen off the lead pack. He is already 34 seconds off the race lead. You got a glimpse of Paul Servant there as he makes his way through the trial. Well, Kinzer and Servant are going to have to link up here and try and stay on the lead lap and survive until a caution comes out. Kinzer trying to stay on the lead lap. Servant already 1 lap down. At the front of the field, Mark Mann still leading that outside lane. JD Crow leading down on the inside lane. The 02 of David Overstreet, 3rd car in that inside lane. Already coming around to complete lap number 8. 75 laps our scheduled distance here tonight. So far, JD Crow has been out front for 5 laps. That 17 machine trying to stay out in front. JD Crow, not one of our championship contenders in the 17. Markman is. It's not unheard of to have a non-championship driver win one of these races. JD Crow would love to play spoiler to those who are in the championship. His battle ended our last race. So if he can make it difficult on these guys, maybe get a little bit of revenge on them, maybe say, hey, I know I messed up last time out, didn't have the perfect race I needed to have, but gosh darn it, you guys are going to get away with one, and I'm going to make you work for everything else. So JD Crow continuing to lead as we start lap number 11 now. Three wide action. Dana Osborne, Daniel Holloway to the high side, trying to make something happen. Now DJ Mitchell maybe joining them as well in that upper lane. So too does Todd Poston. So now we got 4 cars on the high side. They have got some momentum coming. Into the trial will they go. Jason Kinzer in the 0-11, about ready to go a lap down. Where is this field gonna go, as Kinzer is already trying to stay to the high side? Maybe Kinzer will drop down to that inside lane down the backstretch here, otherwise things are gonna get just a little bit tight. Plenty of room here at Talladega for 4 wide, and Kinzer does make the move down to the inside. He wants no part of that 4 wide action, as Dana Osborne using that outside lane. Now he slices all the way down to the inside. Osborne to the race lead, and all the way from the high side to the bottom. We stay 3 wide. Mark Mann has the advantage momentarily. Paul Servant, the next car to go another lap down. Servant gonna make it through the corner here, and then he may drop down to the inside as well. 2 drivers now here looking for a caution. That is Jason Kinzer and Paul Servant, and Servant does look like he maybe is gonna stay high here, especially if we get into the corner. But Daniel Holloway gonna use that inside, or I should say outside to inside line, as he takes over the race lead. As Servant is going to get passed by the field, everyone makes a little bit of room. You can see that they work their way around him. Paul Servant gonna drop in behind now and use that draft to stay with this pack. He cannot give up. Anything can happen. We could have 2 quick cautions right here, and that would put Servant back on the lead lap if he is not involved in those cautions. But Daniel Holloway in the 21 out in front. Dana Osborne pushing hard on the back bumper of the 21. Handy Shack Motorsports running a 1 and 2. JD Crow from the MAGA stable has his teammate David Anderson right behind him. Paul Servant in the 3, making some moves trying to get to the front of this field, and I don't blame Servant for that at all. If Servant can get to the front of this field, get one of his laps back. Now, that being said, Jason Kinzer is still the first car 1 lap down, even if Paul Servant is at the front of this group. But what it will do is will allow him to have one of his laps back the hard way. If we get a caution, he can make his way around the field and catch up and be the first car 1 lap down, instead of seeing himself 2 laps down if we get that caution. So Paul Servant still has a race to do here. He cannot give up, and he is showing no signs of giving up as he is now the second car in that outside lane. As Jason Kinzer has pulled off. So Jason Kinzer in the 11 machine, an early exit for him tonight. Not sure what has happened to the 11, but he has loaded it up onto the trailer. And that is done and over with as Mark Mann in the 04 takes the race lead. That is going to give Paul Servant the lead at the front of the field. I shouldn't say the lead, I apologize. But the lead car, now the 3 drops down to the inside. DJ Mitzel in the 61 battling with Mark Mann. Side by side, these two go for the race lead. And so now Paul Servant would love for a caution to come out right now, because he finds himself 1 lap down, the only car 1 lap down, as Mark Mann, Sean Stevens, several other cars pull off for pit lane. That is the majority of Checkered Flag Motorsports. The green flag pit stops underway here. The 04 heads for his pit lane. Six cars for pit stops here. Daniel Holloway in the 21. Your race leader now with Dana Osborne right behind him. And now the next group of drivers is going to come down pit road. Looks like the rest of the field is going to hit pit lane this time. Everyone on the pit lane cleanly, nobody sideways. Here comes the field, and how is this going to play out? Candy Shack Motorsports pitting together with the rest of this group, but Checkered Flag Motorsports pitting a 1 lap sooner. Mark Mann, Sean Stevens, and the 04 and the 27. They're going to make their way around here. They are working together. They are already at full speed. Everyone else trying to get up to full speed as well. As we go on board with the 04. Now as everyone has blended up onto the racetrack, Todd Poston in the 31, the next car for Mark Mann to get by, but Mark Mann now going to make it 3 wide as they fan out just a little bit to make their way around the 3 and the 21. DJ Mitzel in the 61 machine. Ooh, as Paul Servant in the 3 is going to shoot down to the inside. Servant catches it before he gets into any other cars. And so Paul Servant going to have to get back up on the wheel. That looked like an unfortunate bump draft for the 3 machine. So DJ Mitzel is now your race leader. The 88 of Dana Osborne sitting on pit road. He has been on there for the last 2 minutes. So Osborne having issues as well. So Osborne not a championship contender, but a teammate here in the Candy Shack Motorsports stable. And another driver having issues as well, the 02 of David Overstreet. It looks like Overstreet maybe has dropped connection, as JD Crow is now going to go one lap down. And with all of that being said, Paul Servant in the 3 has got to be cursing his luck here tonight. Problems early on for someone who had a shot at the championship. Ooh, it's big time trouble. Todd Post and Jesse Unroe get together. Around goes McCarron as well. And the caution flag is going to come out. Todd Poston spinning in the 31, and everyone else now filtering by. And let's go ahead and back this up as we check out our turn 3 instant replay. McCarron goes spinning. Unroe went around as well. Todd Poston, Jesse Unroe get together. Around goes Unroe. Unroe pointed the wrong direction. Gets tagged by the 77 of David Booth. David Booth trying to squeeze through. As we're going to go on aboard with David Booth here. You see the crash happening up ahead. The yellow comes out. Booth on the brakes here. And Booth just could not see past Lynn McNeese. He is going to tag Jesse Unroe. So our first caution of the night is going to come out. Dana Osborne leaving his pit stall. Jesse Unroe into his pit lane. You can see his car is all sorts of torn up. David Anderson in the 44 going to win the race off of pit road. Mitchell comes off second. Mark Mann, Daniel Holloway, Les Levy rounding out your top 5 on the exit from pit lane. So guys, we're going to take this moment, take a quick break. No one go anywhere. We'll be back right after this.
Grab the hard hats, grab the tools, grab the wheel. There's a job to do, ground to break, earth to move, a deadline to hit. Load in Randy and the boys. Randy's got shotgun, new guys in the back. Haul it all, dump it all, do it all. When there's something to prove, a reputation to uphold, you need the Kubota RTVX, North America's #1 selling diesel utility vehicle.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the NSRA Sunday Select Series as they present their PADD 200 right here at Talladega. We are wrapping up our first caution of the night. The lights have gone out on that Ford butt stain. That means it's about ready to go green flag once again. So a quick reset of everything that has gone down so far. Out of the race so far, Roy Grandy in the 11 machine, David Overstreet and Jason Kinzer, early exits for them. Dana Osborne has made it back out onto the speedway. He finds himself in 20th spot, but he is 4 laps down. Jesse Unruh, involved in this most recent incident, finds himself 2 laps down in 18th place, along with Paul Servant in the 3 machine. He is sitting in 17th spot. 16 cars still on the lead lap. David Anderson, your race leader, had an excellent pit stop. That pit stop is what earned him this race lead. DJ Mitchell on his outside for this restart. Row number 2 going to be the 04 of Mark Mann and the 21 of Daniel Holloway. As the pace car gets out of the way, we get ready to go green flag racing once again. Anderson and Mitchell bringing this field slow and steady, cautiously. That's why they call it a caution. But cautiously, but boy, get ready to throw that caution out the window, because here we go. Green flag is out once again. Anderson and Mitchell in a big race down into turn number 1. Everyone has to get through the gearbox cleanly. So far, everything looking all sunshine and roses. They make their way through 1 and 2. Anderson in the 44. Famous Dave's on the hood of that machine. That 44 machine has been stout so far here tonight. A little bit of a blinking issue for the 44. Gathers it back in. Mark Mann in the 04. Tucked in right behind him. So of your championship contenders, Paul Servant and Jesse Unruh finding themselves in trouble here. We are looking at 49 laps to go. Still plenty of time in this race, but man, they are going to need some serious help to get back on the lead lap. Unruh and Servant have a battle here between themselves. They are both 2 laps down, but they will be battling to be the first car between the 2 of them if that second caution comes out. Mark Mann makes a move up to the high side. He's going to try and take the race lead. Dana Osborne pulling onto pit road once again. That 88 machine, more issues for him. Well, Mark Mann in the 04 finding himself now out in front. 61 of DJ Mitchell leading is the second car on the inside lane, but the 44 of Anderson leading the charge in the outside lane. But we do have 2 cars up on the high side. That is Paul Servant and Todd Poston. They are trying to make something happen in this 3rd lane. As they use that 3rd lane to their advantage. Poston, one of our championship contenders. He had to burn a fast repair as well, as he got caught up in our most recent caution. Able to stay on the lead lap though, so the 31 of Todd Poston now finding himself in 9th. But following the charge in the outside lane trying to work his way forward. Daniel Holloway, is the 31 is going to go around again. Pondo co-involved, JD Crow, David Gainforth, and McCarron in another one. So Poston and McCarron in our second caution of the night. That makes it 2 in a row for these two drivers. And the yellow flag flies. Let's go to our turn 3 instant replay and see what happened here. Sean Stevens looked like he got a bump from the 9 of Pondo Co. We'll go on board with the 9 of Pondo Co. And Jesse Unruh in the 133 looked like he drifted up a little bit and got into Stevens, which shot Stevens up into Todd Poston, and everyone works their way down to the grass as this is a self-clearing track. Our second caution of the night comes out. And David Overstreet checking in on YouTube. Man, that stinks. He lost power. And David Overstreet, get back out there. Your teammates need you. You might be out of this race, but that doesn't mean that you can't help your teammates out. This field comes to pit road, the 04 Mark Mann leading all these drivers on the pit lane. Mark Mann down and away, DJ Mitzel, Daniel Holloway. Holloway going to beat Mitzel off for second place. Here comes the rest of the field. Everyone scattering, trying to find some room to run. But Mark Mann coming away with the win off of pit road. Paul Servant in the 3 machine. Good news for his followers. He did get the wave around, the free pass, I should say. So he is back down to 1 lap down. Jesse Unruh still sitting at 2 laps down. Dana Osborne in the 88. Right now he's in front of our race leader, but behind the pace car. He will look to take the wave around here. So with 45 laps to go, the race dynamic is constantly changing. We very well could see things change more drastically as this race goes on. Nothing is ever set in stone here in our super speedway races. Just when you think you got this thing figured out, something happens outside of your control. Todd Poston in the 31 can attest to that, as he was just a sitting duck, wrong place, wrong time for this most recent caution. And Todd, I imagine, has had to burn his second fast repair. As he tries to catch up to the field. Right now, our 4 championship contenders, if this race were to end right now, the 4 who make it in are Mark Mann, Daniel Holloway, DJ Mitchell, and Daniel Harrington. They are sitting in the top 4 right now. Wes Levy right behind them. 5th place, not good enough for this hypothetical situation. Lynn McNeese would be out, Todd Poston would be out, Paul Servant and Jesse Unroe would be out as well. With the lights going out on the pace car, field working its way through 3 and 4 now. Everyone's stacked up side by side, 2 by 2, nose to tail. Gonna take the green flag with 43 laps to go. That is, of course, 43 laps in our scheduled distance. We will use a green, white, checkered if we have to. So pace car gets out of the way. Mark Mann and Daniel Holloway now in control of this field. We got 5 championship drivers in these first 3 rows. As the green flag comes out one more time, Holloway and Mark Mann both get up to speed as fast as they can. You've got to hit your gearbox right. You cannot miss a shift. It looks like everyone getting away cleanly. We'll keep an eye on the 31 of Todd Poston. Looks like he's got some damage on that car still. Maybe he's holding on to a fast repair to see if he is going to need to use that one later on here in tonight's event. If he can stay with the pack here despite that damage, it'd be a good move for him. You never know what is going to happen. The Mark Mann down on the inside, hugging the yellow line through the tri-oval, gonna come around and lead the lap. DJ Mitchell trying to work that outside lane. They got some momentum with Daniel Holloway pushing on him. Rest of this field staying nose to tail, 2 by 2. We got Paul Servant now trying the high side in that 3 machine. Servant gonna try and get one of his laps back the hard way here. As they battle 3 wide, that is the 23 of McCarron. Russell McCarron not giving up either. McCarron not a championship driver, but that doesn't mean that he can't get up there, get up on the wheel and try and win this race. Shane checking in as well. Shane cheering for Lynn McNeese. Right now, Lynn finds himself 3rd car on the inside line. Lynn doing what he can right now to keep his championship hopes alive. DJ Mitchell in the 61, your race leader for the moment though, but the 04 of Mark Mann down to his inside. Todd Poston in the 31. Looks like he is not going to be able to stay up with the draft. Due to the damage that he has, he is fallen back now. He has lost this lead pack. As we got a few cars spinning, it looks like the 62 of Les Levy has found trouble down the backstretch. take a quick peek at what happened to the 62 of Levy. Pondo Co getting up into the wall and tagging the 62. I'm sorry, that was Johnson. Saw the red, thought it was Pondo Co, but that was Doug Johnson getting up into the wall. Take another look at this here. So several things happened right there, but we stayed green. Johnson gonna hit pit lane along with JD Crow. Les Levy on pit lane as well. So Daniel Holloway now out in front. Holloway going to lead his 4th lap of the race. Dives down to the inside right in front of Mark Mann in the 04. We are still 3 wide with Paul Savant working that outside lane, trying to get back on the lead lap. Todd Poston has found a drafting partner. He is working with the 77 of David Boo. The 101 of David Gainforth there as well. Gainforth finds himself 1 lap down. Booth and Poston are on the lead lap. But they have fallen behind by quite a bit here. David Booth finding himself 9.5 seconds off the race lead. As we are just past the halfway point, JD Crow in the 17 machine having to burn a fast repair, gets back out there. Right now, your championship 4. Our top 4 championship contenders: Mark Mann, DJ Mitzel, Daniel Holloway, and Daniel Harrington. They are leading this group of 8 drivers. Lynn McNeese just on the outside looking in. You can see the 84 right there. Lynn McNeese, 4th car on the inside line. And man, as far up as Lynn McNeese is running right now, that still would not be good enough. But don't worry, he's got a run for the moment. And we still have 36 laps to go here. DJ Mitzel, your race leader now. Holloway in second. And Holloway is going to jump up to the high side here. Mark Mann in the 04 going to get to his back bumper and give him a little bit of shot of momentum. So Holloway from the outside lane leads that lap, but DJ Mitzel right down on the bottom. Two cars still trying to work something in that 3rd lane so far. That 3rd lane here in this later stages of the race has not really produced a whole lot of results. We saw it work early on, but now it is difficult to get that 3rd lane momentum rolling. So far, everyone seems to be content to stay 2 wide right now. Sean Stevens, the last car in this group here. That 27 machine, that white and blue Key Realty machine, tucked in behind the 3 of Paul Servant, as we do have a few cars trying for 3 wide, being led by the 9 of Pondo Co. The Co taking it to the high side here. Jesse Unroe, McCarron, and Crow in the 17. Your 4 cars in that outside lane. DJ Mitzel in the 61, your race leader now. This lead is changing hands several times here as they battle it out. As the caution flag is going to come out, I am not sure what has caused this caution. Well, let's back it up and see if we can figure out what has happened. Look like maybe some issues back here at this group. I'm not 100% sure. It's like maybe it was ahead of these guys. Yeah, I have not a clue what happened, but someone has gone around. I did not catch what it was. That caution flag is going to be a big boon for the 3 of Paul Servant. I believe he is going to get the free pass here. So DJ Mitzel, your race leader, when this caution came out, probably going to lead this field to pit road with everybody coming down pit lane. So DJ Mitzel down and away. Holloway, though, going to win the race off of pit road. And I think David Anderson came off second. So with that being said, guys, we're going to step away for a quick break. No one go anywhere. We'll be back right after this. All right, guys, we got the replay wound up for you. And here's what happened. Hancock found it over on YouTube. The 88 of Dana Osborne, the 133 of Jesse Unroe get together on the backstretch. Dana Osborne goes around, and that is what has put us under this caution flag here tonight. As we look at our caution information, not qualifying, duh. I wanted caution information. Wrong button there. Good grief. There's our caution information. This is our third caution of the night. We have had 22 lead changes so far. Of those 22, it has been between 6 drivers. Mark Mann, DJ Mitzel, JD Crow, Daniel Holloway, David Anderson, and Jesse Unroe have all led laps here tonight. Our caution information is brought to you by Kubota. Tonight's aerial coverage also brought to you by J.R. Johnson. Johnson not able to make it out to the race here tonight. Do miss his wonderful presence out on the speedway. So the field going to get reset once again. Paul Servant in the 3. After popping his engine on like lap 2. Going 2 laps down, battling the back, never giving up. Paul Servant coming back from 2 laps down, now finds himself back on the lead lap. So Daniel Holloway and David Anderson make up row number 1. Row number 2 will be the 61 of DJ Mitzel and the 84 of Lynn McNeese. And now your championship 4, should this race end right now, would be Daniel Holloway, DJ Mitzel, Lynn McNeese, and Mark Mann. Pace car gets out of the way. Holloway and Anderson take over control of this field as they work their way through the tri-oval. We get ready to see that green flag one more time. We're gonna have 29 laps to go. Driver's still going to be looking at one more pit stop to make it from here. The 71 of Stephen Herman not able to get going. That is going to hurt the 82 of Daniel Harrington as he is stuck behind the 711 machine. Holloway and Mitzel now finding themselves trying to pull away here. Todd Poston in the 31 makes a move down to the inside lane. And Poston getting to the back bumper of DJ Mitzel. Todd Poston, after battling through 2 cautions, has to have burned 2 of his fast repairs. Now finds himself in 3rd place and looking at a shot to continue his championship hopes. As DJ Mitzel makes a move to the outside lane here. Got a couple cars trying to make it 3 wide now. McCarran is up there on the high side with Pondo Coe and Jesse Unrow. But the battle for the race lead is just a 2-way fight for the moment between Daniel Holloway and DJ Mitzel. Dana Osborne in the 88 machine up on the high side. He finds himself 4 laps down here. Now the 3 of Paul Servant going to make the move up in front of his teammate. Servant going to try and use that 3rd lane, but Dana Osborne drops down to the inside. And Holloway in the 21 has the race lead with Todd Poston in that 31 machine pushing hard on his back bumper. We are about 10 laps away from the fuel window opening up to be able to make it to the end of this race on one more pit stop. as we got one car blinking. That is not good news for the rest of the field. Nobody likes to have that happen. Looks like Anderson going to settle back in. Paul Servant in the 3 has the 88 of Dana Osborne pushing hard on his back bumper. They're trying that third lane, trying to make something happen up there. As Poston in the 31 moves up to that second lane. He's now in front of his teammate DJ Mitzel. And Todd Poston, after everything he has gone through here tonight, going to lead his first lap of the race. And now he has got to set his sights on just staying out in front. Gets a little bit of a bump from Squirm and Herman in the 7-Eleven. Holloway dropping down to the inside as DJ Mitzel pushed him to the race lead. Louis Servant's going to get tagged by Lynn McNeese in the 84. Both drivers keep it straight. We keep green. That was a big moment for the 3 in the 84, and that broke up the momentum of the 3 for just a little bit, enough that he had that run going, but now they're going to have to get that momentum built back up. Started 22 cars here tonight, 18 cars still out on the speedway. Of those 18 cars, 14 are on the lead lap. Last car on the lead lap, that is the 17 of JD Crow. Crow, who has had his fair share of problems tonight as well. Going to be ecstatic that he's back on the lead lap. Can he make something happen? I have long said here on these super speedways, if you are on the lead lap and you are in the lead pack, you don't even have to necessarily be in the lead pack. You just have to be on the lead lap out here on a super speedway, and you have a shot at winning this race. We have had a couple crashes, but none of them I would say would be a big one. Todd Poston in the 31 battling in that second lane. Paul Servant in the 3 still trying to use that outside lane. Still has the 88 of Osborne on his back bumper, but no one really wanting to commit to that outside lane as Squirm and Herman squirms just a little bit. David Anderson gave him plenty of room there. It's a good heads up driving between the 7-Eleven and the 44. Todd Poston now dives down to the inside. Holloway going to return the favor as he moves up to the second lane. As Poston gets a little sideways through the tri-oval, that's enough to give Holloway the lead. As Holloway dives down to the inside, but DJ Mitzel has the momentum, and Dana Osborne in the 88. His engine goes up in smoke. Paul Servant is going to lose his help in that outside lane. He is going to have to drop down and now work his way through the field without help in the outside for the moment. As we are coming up on 20 laps to go when they cross the line this time. Holloway and Poston out in front, the second row here. At full speed, the 7-Eleven is Steven Squirm and Herman, and DJ Mitzel in the 61 as Mitchell is going to push Poston to the race lead. Todd drops down to the inside, and Todd Poston back to the front of the field. Ooh, as Herman and Mitchell get together, Holloway's going to go around. And we got several cars getting involved in this one. DJ Mitchell goes for a spin down the backstretch. JD Crow had just been on pit road, but Stephen Herman getting a piece of this as well. And let's go to our turn 3 instant replay and see what happens here. Squirmin' Herman looked like he got a bump from Daniel Harrington. Harrington hard into the inside wall. Several cars had gone around. Mark Mann involved in this one as well. Everyone goes spinning down this back stretch. Several cars go up in smoke. Several cars getting torn up here. Todd Poston in the 31 was able to squeeze through. Not the same for Daniel Harrington or Daniel Holloway. And so now the field will come down to what could be the final pit stop of the night. Poston into his box. David Anderson heading for his pit crew. .44 taking left side tires. Todd Poston already down and away. And at the line, it is going to be the 44 of Anderson. But JD Crow, who had made his pit stop when that caution came out, is going to stay out, and he is going to take over the race lead. So a good heads up call by the 17 machine. Strategy playing to the favor of the 17, but now we'll see if he has enough fuel to make it to the end of this thing. It is going to be tight for JD Crow to try and finish this out on this tank of fuel. So take a moment here and we'll reset our championship contenders. Todd Poston now leading all of our championship contenders. He's going to restart in 3rd place. Paul Servant now finding himself 2nd place amongst our championship contenders, but he will restart in 6th. Then Mark Mann in 8th place and Daniel Holloway in 9th, with Daniel Harrington coming out in 10th place. DJ Mitchell, Lynn McNeese, Les Levy, and Jesse Unroe would be out of our championship battle, and Unroe looks like maybe he is already going to have too much of an uphill battle. Right now he finds himself 3 laps down, and with 18 laps to go, I believe that is a hill too big to climb for the 133 machine. Not only that, but he is still sitting on pit road. That car torn up once again. The timing and scoring is showing the 17 of JD Crow as one of our chase drivers, but he did not make it in as a championship contender. Just a little bit of a glitch on our names there. But the field going to stack up once again 2 by 2. And we will be taking the green flag with 16 laps to go. All right, folks, this race is drawn to a close. Start cheering loudly for your driver. Now's the time to get behind them. They're going to need all the help they can get. Let them know you are out here rooting for them. JD Crow, David Anderson on the front row for this restart. Todd Poston, Sean Stevens on row number 2. Then it's Pondo Co and Paul Servant for row number 3. This race is about to get a whole lot more interesting. We have seen drivers come from multiple laps down to get back on the lead lap. We have seen drivers involved in multiple cautions and stay on the lead lap and back into this race. It is a week's worth of riding if you were a reporter. So here we go. JD Crow out in front. David Anderson on his outside as they work their way through the trioval. The green flag gets thrown by the flagman. As this field gets up to speed, we are down to 16 cars out on the track. Of those 16 cars, we do have 15 of them on the lead lap. Last car on the lead lap right now, that is the 62 of Les Levy, a championship contender. Mara Clark, Jennifer Chick checking in. Clark wants the 04 of Mark Mann. Jennifer cheering for the 31 of Todd Poston. Ashley also checking in for Todd Poston, and he is your championship contender leader, finding himself in second place. He's tucked in tight behind the 17 of JD Crow. That outside lane did not get moving very quickly. Pondo Co in the 9 sitting in third with Paul Servant now up to fourth place, second amongst the championship contenders. And if Servant can make it into the final round of the playoffs after the night he has had, man, that is going to be an epic story for sure. But with 15 laps to go, the 17 and the 31 now finding themselves with a little bit of a gap between them and the 9 of Pondo Co. David Anderson starting to have some internet issues in the outside lane, maybe part of the cause of why that outside lane has fallen so far back. DJ Mitchell in the 61 trying to make something happen up on the high side. Squirmin' Herman gonna join him out there. Holloway in the 21 makes the move up to the second lane. Holloway not content where he's at. He's going to try and make something happen as Pondo Co moves up to that second lane along with Paul Servant. Servant now even going to take it to the third lane. Holloway in the 21 tucks in behind his teammate as Pondo Co is going to go around with David Anderson in the tri-oval. And they spin down to the inside. They are off the racing line. No caution flag is going to fly. The 44 and the 9. Neither one of these guys are championship contenders, but not something that they would want to have happen during this race. As they try to get back up to speed. Hondo Cohen, the 9, is not able to continue. He is going to pull to the inside, and he looks to exit out of the car. As the battle for the race lead now has J.D. Crow and Paul Servant. David Anderson in the 44 unable to continue as well. So 2 more cars drop out of the race and head to their race car haulers. Hondo Cohen, David Anderson, an early exit for them, and a shame as we are looking at 12 laps to go here tonight in round number 2 of our championship race. 3 championship races in total. Started with 12 drivers. We eliminated 4 last time out. Now we have 8 here, and we are going to eliminate another 4 as Todd Poston in the 31 takes over the top spot. And now, as it stands, your championship 4 would be Paul Servant, Todd Poston, Daniel Holloway, and Mark Mann. And they are all right there inside the top 5. The 3 machine of Paul Servant leading the charge on that outside lane, has not yet led a lap so far tonight. This time around will be 10 laps to go as that outside lane fizzles out just a little bit. They have lost some momentum. And Poston going to lead this lap with J.D. Crow and the 77 of David Booth hard on his heels. Down the backstretch as we are working 10 laps to go now. J.D. Crow, one of the drivers who we got a question mark on. Can he make it to the end of this thing on the fuel that he has? Crow had hit pit road when the most recent caution flag came out. Was able to gain all that track position. That 17 machine. Believe the only driver we need to worry about fuel for this race. Everyone else should be able to make it, and it could be very close all around though. Todd Poston on the inside as Paul Servant using that second lane. Now we got 2 cars up in the 3rd lane. That is the 84 of Lynn McNeese and the 61 of DJ Mitzel. 2 championship contenders trying to keep their hopes alive, trying to go where the other cars are not. Now they're going to slide back down to the 2nd lane. Todd Poston has the momentum coming off of turn number 4. He has the advantage down through the tri-oval. And I gotta believe if you're the 3 or the 31, you're just wanting to see that flagman throw the checkered flag. You don't care if you win this. You just want to be in the top 4 among the championship contenders. The same with Daniel Holloway and Mark Mann, as they are our top 4. But J.D. Crow looking to maybe play spoiler and try and win this thing. Same with the 77 of David Booth. Booth would love to pick up his first win here in the NSRA Sunday Select Series for this season. As Holloway is pushing hard, Candy Shack Motorsports trying to work together in that 2nd lane. Mark Mann in the 04 right there as well. 3rd car in that 2nd lane. Here comes Daniel Harrington in the Demon Tech 82 machine. Harrington a championship contender as well. As Servant's going to dive down to the inside. Lynn McNeese, DJ Mitzel, and Les Levy getting together for that third lane. Les Levy going to dive down to the inside. He's going to take it right through the middle. So now Holloway leading that lap as we've got 6 laps to go. You can feel the intensity picking up. Business is getting hot and heavy out here. And right now, Paul Servant, Daniel Holloway, Todd Poston, and Mark Mann would be your top 4 championship contenders moving on. But Daniel Harrington right there as well. So this could go either way. Everyone really starting to run a little bit closer, starting to push a little bit harder. Keep in mind how easy these engines can let go. You've got to keep an eye on your temperatures here. Now is not the time to push it till she blows, because it will blow within about 2 laps. Now 5 laps to go. Your championship contenders, almost all 8 drivers aside from Jesse Unruh and TJ Mitchell are inside the top 10. They are racing amongst each other to try and keep their playoff hopes alive. We will be bringing you the championship race next week at Daytona for the Key Realty 185 championship race. Make sure you mark your calendars because it will be a winner-take-all situation. We now have 4 laps to go. Daniel Holloway in the 21, your race leader. Paul Servant second. Third goes to Todd Poston. And now Mark Mann in 4th place, but leading the charge in that second lane. He has Daniel Harrington pushing hard on his back bumper. Harrington, a championship contender, trying to get into it. Right now, he is the first car out. But anything can change here as we're going to get 3 laps to go this time around. The 21 of Holloway, the 31 of Poston, the 3 of Paul Servant, and the 04 of Mark Mann. Daniel Harrington in the 82, Les Levy in the 62. There are your 6 championship contenders that are still inside the top 10. You could throw DJ Mitchell as the 77 of Booth is going to go around. And it looked like he collected DJ Mitchell as well. Mitchell able to hold on to it. He is still fighting to save it. But that is not what DJ Mitchell needed to have happen with 3 laps to go. Now make it 2 when they cross the line. We stay green. But now DJ Mitchell can only watch as the rest of the field pulls away from him 2 more times around. Our championship contenders are still going at it. Todd Poston just looking for the white flag. So too is Daniel Holloway, Mark Mann, and Daniel Harrington now. Those are your top 4. Paul Servant would be the first car out, but he has the momentum out on the inside lane. The flagman has grabbed the white flag. He is ready to unfurl it. This field just needs to hit the white flag and call it a race. JD Crow pulling down to the inside. He is going to not be able to make it on fuel. And here we come to the line, final time around. Daniel Holloway takes the white flag, and our top 4 championship contenders are gonna try and battle it out. You couldn't ask for any better than this. The only car in that picture not a championship contender, that is McCarran in the 23. The rest of them are all right there. They are all trying to get the best finish they can. Lynn McNeese falling back just a little bit. But Todd Poston in the 31 has the race lead. Paul Servant, second car on the inside line. How is this going to play out as we come off turn number 4 for the final time Here's, we got one race left. We are going to decide which 4 drivers it is going to be. And the 31 of Todd Poston has the lead, and he is going to pick up the win and go on into our championship 4, along with Daniel Holloway, Paul Servant, and Mark Mann. Daniel Harrington going to end up in 5th. Les Levy brings it home in 6th. Solid finishes for those 2 cars, but not enough to make it into the championship 4. As the 31 of Todd Poston is going to come away with the race win. What a race this was. Lynn McNeese going to bring it home in 8th, DJ Mitzel in 9th, and Jesse Unrow all the way down in 17th to round out our championship field here tonight. The 31 celebrates by tearing up the grass. Picking up that race win here tonight, and not only the race win, but continues on into this championship battle. So guys, we're gonna step away from the microphones for just a second and set up our post-race show. No one go anywhere. We'll be back to talk to our top 4 finishing drivers. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, as this race is drawn to a close, and now it is time to talk to our championship 4, and we're going to kick it off with our race winner, and that is none other than Todd Poston. Todd, you battled all race long, got involved in the first 2 cautions of the night, and found a way to bring this thing home with a race win. Tell us a little bit about your race here tonight.
Oh, that was just crazy there. It seemed every wreck that we had tonight, I was in or one of the things in the car with it. It was just terrible.
Well, the 31, though, maybe went through all those ups and downs, but not only do you win the race, but you advance in as one of the final 4 drivers into the championship race coming up next week at Daytona.
Yes, sir, we do. It's great for the league right there. Those top 4 cars that finished actually are going to advance.
It was an outstanding battle. In fact, you had 6 championship contenders finish in the top 6. So it really was a battle amongst the championship contenders out here tonight.
That was great. It seemed to be like that all night. I know DJ and I forget the other driver. They got a little bit out of it at the beginning, or there at that last caution. I feel bad for DJ, my teammate.
All right, Todd, any shout outs or thank yous you'd like to give for this race win here tonight?
Just got to shout out you guys for showing up every week, broadcasting, putting on a great show, and thank all the drivers that come out every weekend.
All right, that is Todd Poston, your race winner and your first of 4 drivers to make it into the championship here tonight. Now we're going to move on to our 3rd place finisher, and that is none other than the 3 of Paul Servant. And Paul, despite the battles that went down with the 31 of Todd Poston, you had an even bigger hill to climb as you were 2 laps down at one point here tonight.
Yeah, oh man, I thought I was out of it. I mean, I had somebody, I'm pretty sure he was riding the brake for 2 laps. I was all over his bumper, like on it for 2 laps straight, not going anywhere, and the motor just blew on me. So yeah, it is what it is. I recovered, and it was a heck of a battle. I got aggressive there. I was forced a few 3 wides down the middle. I had to go this race, and it paid off.
Well, the 3 made some outstanding moves all race long. A no quit attitude. A lot of drivers would look at the fact that they were 2 laps down, maybe start feeling defeated. But, Paul, you had a lot on the line here, and you were able to rise to the occasion, man.
Well, you never know. Like when I went 2 laps down there with, on lap 2, I guess, and the motor blew, you feel like you're out of it, but you got to keep going. You got 75 laps to go, and there's usually yellows. I mean, we had the race before this one, I think it went yellow free. So, that's in the back of your mind. I hope we get a few of the yellows here, get my laps back. And you got to battle for it. You just can't sit in the back and, hope a yellow comes. You got to get yourself in position. I mean, I was 2 laps down. I was trying to get to the lead and get in front of the leaders. You got to battle for it. You never give up.
Well, Paul, that no quit attitude gives you a 3rd place finish here and also sees you continue on in your championship battle, man. So nice job on all of that. Any shout outs or thank yous you'd like to give?
Shout out to you guys for broadcasting, the league, sponsors. Congrats to Todd for his win. Candy Shack, Dan, Chris wasn't here tonight. Dana had issues. His motor stalled and couldn't get it back up and started. So, Mark, man, congrats to him moving on. I love racing with Mark, so I love racing with Todd too. We're racing here with guys I enjoy racing around and being with, so it should be interesting.
All right, Paul. Well, once again, congratulations, man, and what a job out there tonight with that never die attitude.
Thank you, sir. You all have a good night. Hope you enjoyed the show.
That was Mark, man, your 3rd place finisher. I'm sorry, that was Paul Servant, your 3rd place finisher. But now let's move on to the man who finished in 4th, the man who is going to make it into the championship battle as well. That is none other than Mark Mann. Mark, congratulations, man.
Hey. Yeah, I squeaked that one out there at the end, thanks to Les Levy.
Well, the 04 looked like got caught up in, I believe, an incident, maybe even 2. But again, these drivers out here, nobody was really willing to give up. You along with them, and here you are finishing in 4th place.
Yeah, there wasn't a whole lot of wiggle room there on some of those green flag runs, that's for sure. But it was a lot of really good green flag racing out there. And I did get caught up in one that spun me, and it just gave me some minimal damage, so I didn't have to use a reset. I stayed in it, and it was really tight there in the end with Dan Harrington. I thought he had me, and then I saw that 62 in my rear view, and I knew I was going to be all right. So really congratulations to Todd Poston, Dan Holloway, and Paul Servant for getting in there. And I really feel honored to be even mentioned in the top 4 with those guys.
Well, Mark, you had a win on the season. Now you're moving on into the championship 4. What are your thoughts going into next week's race?
Well, miraculously, I had 2 wins this season, which is
that's
usually
right. You did have 2.
Yeah, I did. Can't take it away from me because I usually don't get 1. My thoughts going into next week, I'm going to need some help, and because when Paul and Holloway get together, they're really great, and so is Todd Poston and DJ Mitchell. Those 4 cars right there are going to be really hard. So just going to try to keep my nose clean and try to qualify as close to the front as possible. I mean, it's hard when you got guys who are just absolute great qualifiers, and stay out of trouble. Sometimes when I'm on the high line, I'm racing, but towards the end there, I did drop to the low line. I went into survival mode. That's when I feel like things may go awry. I go to the bottom, and so I got a lot of runoff in case something happens to my side or in front of me. So I'm just going to try to survive next week and see where the chips fall at the end. But I will be aggressive. Not gonna lull to sleep like I've been known to do in the past.
All right, man. Well, good luck to you next week as we head to Daytona for the championship race, the final race of the season. But for tonight's effort, who do you got to thank?
Well, I want to thank you, KR, at Turn 3. These are awesome races to listen back to. That's part of the fun here, is to get to hear the broadcast and KR mentioning your name. That's an honor in itself. DJ, Todd, Steve for putting on NSRA, one of the best leagues in iRacing and some of the best super speedway drivers in iRacing anywhere. And I want to thank Checkered Flag. Those boys helped me out tonight, and I appreciate it. And most importantly, Les Levy tonight. I want to thank him. And yeah, and all the sponsors. So pretty exhausted after that one. And I want to thank the fans and friends and my friend Mara Clark, who watches all the races. Thank you.
All right, that is Mark Mann bringing it home in 4th place here tonight. Not only in 4th place in the race, but the final of our 4 championship contenders. So that is going to do it for us here at Talladega. Let's go through our race results. Todd Poston, your race winner. Bringing it home in 2nd is Daniel Holloway. Holloway having some issues, and I was told that Holloway did this entire race without sound, so I can attest to how hard that is to do, how upsetting it can be and throw you off your rhythm. But for Daniel Holloway to bring it home in 2nd throughout those difficulties, that is a solid finish for the 21 machine. 3rd place goes to the 3 of Paul Servant, and Mark Mann going to bring it home in 4th. 5th will be Daniel Harrington. Les Levy's going to end up 6th. 7th will be Russell McCarron. 8th, Lynn McNeese. 9th place goes to DJ Mitchell. David Booth in the 77, going to finish in 10th. 11th goes to Sean Stevens. 12th, Stephen Herman. 13th will be JD Crow. David Gainforth finishing in 14th. 15th, Pondo Co. 16th, going to go to David Anderson. 17th, Jesse Unrow. 18th, Dana Osborne. 19th, Doug Johnson. Roy Grandy finishing in 20th. 21st, David Overstreet. And Jason Kinzer finishing in 22nd. So make sure you guys join us July 19th for the Key Realty 185 Championship race at Daytona. And so until then, guys, stay safe, and we look forward to seeing you next Thursday night. Until then, y'all have a good time.